Hey there, it's Mitzi. Welcome to my channel. Today I am talking about all the plans I've made for my reading in September. So I sat down this past week, and y'all, I am so excited for September. I don't know about you, but I love the fall season. It's hot here. It is super hot, and my poor old flowers, bless their hearts, they are thirsty. I'm going out there twice a day pretty much, and they look just sad. And so I'm trying my best to keep my flowers happy because it is just hot outside. It's like a sauna in South Carolina. So I am ready for the fall season. I know it'll still be warm here, but it'll start cooling off a little bit, and I'm ready for it. So I sat down this past week and I looked at different reading challenges and readathons that I like to take part in during the month of September. And we have Shake-Timber, which is just a celebration of William Shakespeare. And I think they do like a play a week for that one. And they do that in September. And then we have 30 books in 30 days. Now, don't be afraid of that one. That can be 30 picture books. It could be read 30 minutes a day. She really doesn't want you to read long books. They need to be like 100 pages or less. I think I'm going to do 30 short stories for that one. And then we have Series September. And I definitely want to take part in that because I am participating in the Serious About Series challenge that Elizabeth at Lizzie Faye Loves Book does for the whole year. So that'll be a great time for me to get some of that done as well. So with all of that, I looked at what I had on my shelf, what I wanted to read. I also have to read some buddy reads. So I've got a lot of plans for September. Now I won't be able to do everything, but I would like to at least dip into the different readathons and things and see how I do. So the first one I want to talk about is the 30 books in 30 days challenge. And I have a couple of things on my shelf that I had thought about reading for this one. The first one is the Miss Marple Complete Short Stories. So I thought that this could work for not only 30 books in 30 days, because I'm going to try to read 30 short stories in 30 days, but it could also work for my Miss Marple for Series September. We have a bingo board. I'll try to remember to put up a picture of the board for Series September, and I'm going to fulfill as many prompts as I can. I thought I could use this one for first because Miss Marple's first appearance, I think, was in the first short story in this collection. So I thought I could use this for both Series September as well as 30 books in 30 days. And for me, by the way, series for me are different than maybe a trilogy or a quartet of books or something. I have a little book of like all the Charles Dickens books I want to read and all the D.E. Stevenson and all the Agatha Christie. So for me, I kind of have a little different idea, I think, about series, but it works for what I'm trying to accomplish. The next one is Tales from Silverlands by Charles Finger. This again is short stories. I think there's like 15 short stories in this collection, but I'm trying to read all the Newberries. So for me, the Newbery Award winners is a series. So this would help with that challenge that I have for myself. And this is one of the older ones. It was, 1925. This was published in 1925, so it must be the 1926 Newbery winner. But this is one of the books. I'm trying to read those older ones first, and this is a perfect time because I could use this for both of those reading challenges. Now, I won't be able to read all of these short stories, but if I could get a big chunk out of each one of these, that would be great. Another one is The Chronicles of Avonlea by Lucy Maud Montgomery. I have both of there's the Chronicles and then there's the Further Chronicles. I think that's what the second one is. So I could call this a duology, but for me, Lucy Maud Montgomery is my series that I'm trying to work through. And this is one of her short story collections, so I could dip into this one for one of my 30 short stories in 30 days as well. So I have those 3 as options for the 30 books in 30 days, and I'm really excited to try those. I think what I could do is maybe read a Miss Marple one day, read a Lucy Maud Montgomery the next, and so forth. And that would be a way to kind of change things up. I also have a buddy read for Ray Bradbury during September as well. But we're going to do that the second half of September. And it, again, is a collection of short stories. So once I start that, those I will do every day because that's a priority. I am buddy reading a Ray Bradbury. I can't remember the name of the book. I'll put a picture up. So I'm reading with Art and Alice. I'll leave links to their channels below too. And I'll leave links to all these reading challenges if you want to participate. But Art and Alice and I have read 2 Ray Bradburys together, and so I think this is going to be kind of a tradition. I hope it is, because I'm really enjoying my buddy reads with them. So we're going to be reading Ray Bradbury the second half of September, but again, it's short stories, so it can count for the 30 books in 30 days too. Oh, and another one I wanted to mention, The Name of the Rose. I'm supposed to be buddy reading this. I think we are to read this in September. I need to check with Tiffany from a Beautiful Minutia, because I think we had said September, so I'll check with her. I hadn't checked yet. But we're supposed to be buddy reading this starting. Now, I don't think we'll finish because it's super long, and this I think is a little more complicated read. But we are supposed to be starting this in September, so that is a priority for me. Those buddy reads are always priorities because I want to do my part, if I'm reading it with other people. Usually what I do is, this is beside the point, but usually what I do is in the morning time after I, read my Bible and have my Bible study time, if I have a buddy read on the go, I will make sure to read that first, because you know how the day gets. So that's why I always start with my Bible first, because you say, oh, I'll get to it, and then you don't. You know what I mean? So I usually try to do that first thing in the morning, and that way I'm fresh, I'm alert, I know what's going on, you know what I mean? And I can make sure that I get that done. And what we've done in the past with Ray Bradbury is, with these short story collections, we'll just read one short story and then we'll discuss it and so forth. And it's just really fun to do it that way. So I have those things that will be priorities in the morning time, and then I'll fill these in at the other times of the day when I read. I hope I'm making sense with all of this. Okay, so for Series September, I've already talked about some of these will work for Series September, but I also have a few others. I've talked about this before, that I'm going to start going back through Nancy Drew. By the way, a couple of you have said that you would like to buddy read Nancy Drew with me, which is fabulous. I would love to do that. And so I might, if enough of you want to, we can start this in September and we can do it as a group read. Let me know in the comments and I'll set something up if anybody wants to try to do this for Series September. I know one of the prompts is old. Well, this is old. You could even use it for hype, because in its day it definitely was hype too. And it's been hype many years. So there's several prompts you could use. You could use it for chunky, because there are a lot of books in this series, and so it's super long. So there's a lot of prompts that this book would fulfill. And so if you want to read this with me, I would love it. And we could do a group read. I know there's a couple of you that said we could buddy read it, and that's great too. So if nobody else wants to, we'll buddy read it. But anyway, that's just a suggestion. So if you want to read it, leave a comment and let me know, and I'll try to set something up for that. Another one, now again, I'm not looking at the prompts right now. I'll see what I can fill out as I go, is A Light in the Window, because this is the second in the Mitford series and I want to continue this. I loved the first one, of course. Thank you to all of you that have recommended this one. I think recommended's one of the prompts, so I definitely could use that for that one. And I could use this for chunky, because this is a long series. So I do want to try to read that one. Another one I thought about reading was Emily Climb's this is the second because this is a trilogy, and I think triple's one of the words on the bingo card. And I really loved the first one, the Emily of New Moon. This one, I think Emily Climbs is the second. I have all three of them, but I want to continue this trilogy. Now, this is one I really do hope to get to, and that is Sleeping Murder, because this is the final case for Miss Marple. So if I read those short stories and this, then I'll be done with Miss Marple, and I'll be read everything, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk to you about all the Miss Marple, and we're going to celebrate her together. So I really want to get to this so that I can go ahead and do that. So this is one of them that will be at the top of my stack. Y'all, I got a lot of books. So then also, I don't think I've mentioned this one yet, but I just picked up Round Robin because I loved the first one in this Elm Creek quilt series. I think it's called The Quilter's Apprentice. So I picked this one up. I normally don't pick them up ahead of time. I just find them at thrift stores. But because I have so many already in this series and I want to read them in order, I went and found another copy of the second one, which is Round Robin. So that's an option. And then two others that are options. Victoria Cottage by D.E. Stevenson. My husband just gave me a couple more D.E. Stevenson, and then Shatona had given me a D.E. Stevenson. So I need to get back to reading my D.E. Stevenson books, and for me that is a series. I think this is actually part of a trilogy anyway. I think this is the first in a trilogy. And so that would be a series either way. And then this one is super popular in the cozy mystery genre. A lot of BookTube friends that I have love this series, and so I really want to get to this one. It's called Apple Cider Sleighing. I mean, that cover is just so cute, and it has a little wreath, so it looks like it's Christmassy, but you know, it's called the Cider Shop Mystery. So apple cider to me sounds like September, so that's why I wanted to go ahead and start this series in September, and then I could keep going with it. I don't know how many's in this series. I don't think there's that many in this series. Let me know if you've read this one. So those are the books that I have. I know, y'all, that is like craziness, just craziness. Again, this is just, you know, plans. These are options. I won't get all these books, and I know it. But if you want to read the Nancy Drew, let me know. That would be a priority. My Buddy Reads would be a priority. And Miss Marple. Those are my priorities. And then these other things, I'll read when I can. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about all the options that I do have. I love all the books. I love all the readathons. In September, October, oh, I forgot, Shake Timber, I thought about reading Macbeth. I think if I can squeeze it in. Now they're reading like Romeo and Juliet and some others. But I thought about reading Macbeth because last year I read By the Pricking of My Thumbs by Agatha Christie. And then right after that, I read Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. And so I told Art and Alice when we were, you know, discussing Bradbury, I said, I need to read Macbeth. I think this is some kind of sign because I read those books back to back. And, you know, that's a quote or something from Macbeth, which I don't even know because, I mean, I know it's a quote from Macbeth, but I don't even know what it's about. So I need to read Macbeth and get that one done because it's a shame I haven't ever read that one. And what I thought about doing was read that play and then finding, you know, somebody acting it out, maybe on YouTube or Amazon Prime or something. Let me know if you know of a good Macbeth for me to watch too, if you do, by the way. So I don't know if I will be able to squeeze in the Macbeth, but I will try to do that as well. Yes, this is a lot. But as I was trying to say before, I forgot about Shake Timber. Nancy Drew, if you want to read that, I would be happy to read that with you. I'm going to try to read that anyway. And then the Miss Marple books and the Buddy Reads are my priorities. Do you have any priorities for September? Something that you're just chomping at the bit to read? Let me know in the comments. And also, are you participating in any of these readathons? I know in September, October, and November, we have a lot of great readathons and challenges coming up. And so I hope that you will join us because we've got a lot of things that are super fun for reading and just makes it fun for us to talk about. So let me know in the comments if you are joining in. I am saying so much, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Anyway, let's go to the comments and chat there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.